All right, good afternoon. I'm Officer Calzada with the Fort Worth Police Department. We're going to give you details on a domestic-related aggravated kidnapping that took place this morning. This incident actually took place about 7:42 a.m. in our Central Division, and it was located off a motel that was near East Lancaster and Riverside Drive. We were dispatched to that call. As we were dispatched, the 911 caller was updating us and letting us know that someone was acting erratic and trying to steal their vehicle. Right after that, the call unfortunately disconnected. Fortunately, we were able to get the 911 caller back on the line. That 911 caller said that now he was in the back of this stolen van and that the person was driving crazy at a high rate of speed in and out of traffic. And fortunately, they were able to give us details. This suspect was driving all over the place, and the biggest thing that helped us out were our citizens, and I'll go into that in a minute, and mostly the 911 caller giving us some details. I will tell you that the suspect drove down several streets through Fort Worth, ultimately ending up on Interstate 30, traveling eastbound. The caller was giving us these updates, and fortunately as well too, our real-time crime center was watching, and they were able to give us a license plate and a full description of the vehicle. Originally, the call sheets came out as a red van, and we were able to verify that it was actually a white cargo van with the license plate that was given to us by our real-time crime center. I will tell you that while traveling through Fort Worth, several community members reached out to us, called 911, and gave us these details. They said, hey, there's a white cargo van. There's a person yelling in back. The van is passing us on the side of the road, driving erratic, and someone is in the back yelling at us, yelling for help, trying to get our attention. So thankfully to those as well too, we were able to get some more details on this specific van. So the real-time crime center kicked in very good here. We always talk about it. The biggest thing that they gave us were updated locations by utilizing the tools that they have. These tools that they gave us actually led us to a pinpoint location in Dallas, Texas. The stopping point was about the 3900 block of Linfield Road. That's Linfield Road in Dallas. Now, through this whole part, we were able to contact our media partners, our law enforcement officials from Arlington, Grand Prairie, and Dallas, and we want to publicly thank them. This case is closed because of them. They assisted us all along. Our Dallas officers got on scene at 8:51 a.m., and within 2 minutes, they took the suspect into custody without injury. I can tell you right now that the victim has been transported safely back to Fort Worth and is being interviewed by our major case detectives. And again, we just want to thank all of our, not just the media partners, you guys are always watching what we're doing, that's great, but our community. We always talk about our community and how big trust is. We always say also, if you see something, say something. Today is a perfect example of that. Our community called out to us, they trusted us, and because of that, a case is solved. One of the other things I want to mention, if you're ever in a domestic situation, please reach out to us. We have resources. You can reach us directly through Safe Haven at 877-701-7233. Here in just a minute, when we get off air, I will give you guys a jail booking photo and the charges that this individual is facing.
Are you identifying the suspect right now?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'll give that to you. It's 29-year-old Takim, Takim Peden, Peden. And the charge right now is an out-of-town warrant and aggravated kidnapping causing bodily injury, which is a first-degree felony in the state of Texas.
Are you and the victim from Fort Worth, or are they visiting Fort Worth from somewhere else? Given the fact that this happened at a motel parking lot.
Both individuals are from Fort Worth.
What's their relationship?
They are in a dating relationship.
But you mentioned the importance of see something, say something.
Yes, ma'am.
How significant were those phone calls that people were making to 911 in tracking this person down?
They were very significant because what we interpreted and what you'll hear on the 911 call is through all the jumbling in the back of the van, it sounded like they said a red van. So we put out, our bulletins on a red van, and it was not, it was white. It was just, you'll hear the audio. It's hard to understand. But thankful to our citizens that reached out, we're able to know that it was a white van. At some point in time, you'll hear on the 911 call tapes, the back doors opened up and the person looks like they want to jump from the vehicle. This was a very serious situation, and without having officers there immediately, our citizens in our community came to the rescue and gave us instant updates of what was taking place. So it's very important.
What's the condition of the victim right now? Is he okay?
The victim was looked at by medical professionals, interviewed by our major case, and is doing good.
Is Is there a history of domestic violence between this couple?
So one of the things in the investigation that we'll do is look at any previous and prior charges, and we can let you know what those charges will be if there's any, history on that individual.
I just want to make sure I understand. So
Sure.
the victim was the person who called 911 first in the back of the van, correct? And then it was being stolen, and the suspect was the one driving erratically.
So it started initially the 911 call of a fight outside of the van, saying that someone was trying to steal their van, acting erratic and trying to steal their van, and that's when that call got disconnected. A few minutes later, they were able to reach us back with our 911 operators and let us know that the van had now been stolen, and they were actually in the back of that van trying to provide us updates.
He's not charged with vehicle theft. They were in a relationship. Was the vehicle actually stolen, or was this a vehicle they shared since they were in a relationship?
So it's interesting you asked that. So the vehicle has been reported stolen before by that suspect. So our major thing right now is to make sure that we charge them with the kidnapping. And like we were saying earlier, as additional information comes out and interviews have been completed, we'll see if additional charges will be added. So you may see a UUMV, which is unauthorized use of a motor vehicle charge, added as well.
Are you all looking for anyone else in this investigation?
I'm sorry?
Are you looking for anyone else?
No, we want to encourage the public that, we don't feel that there's a kidnapper out there looking for individuals. This was a domestic situation between two people, and you just can't hold a human against their own will. You will be charged in Fort Worth for that.
Officer, can you repeat again about the resources for the people that are going through domestic violence?
Yes, absolutely. If you're struggling, if you're in some kind of domestic situation, please reach out. We have Safe Haven that works closely with the Fort Worth Police Department, and they can be reached directly at 877-701-7233.
And no one else there were no accidents or anything despite the erratic driving?
There may have been, from what we got, there may have been a minor accident right before the vehicle stopped. Dallas PD did say that the van looked like it had been wrecked, but as of this moment, nobody's come forward saying they've been involved in an accident with that specific van.
Do you know what the fight was about?
I'm sorry?
Do you know what the fight was about between them?
They might find that out in the interview, but I don't know. When you hear the 911 tape, everything is at a level 10 already, so I don't know. You'll get it in the 911 tape.
Was the van found near the Shell station there?
Say it again.
Was the van found near the Shell station there at Linfield?
Yes, the van was found there near that 3900 block of Linfield Road, yes.
Was it at the Shell station or in the street?
It appeared to be near the Shell station. I don't know if it was at the pumps where it was, but it was there near the Shell station.
Suspect was in the van at the time?
Suspect was not in the van. They were near the van, and that's where we were able to have DPD take them into custody.
Okay. Last question.
Sure.
Talk about the real-time crime center using their tools. Are you willing to say is that cameras, is that flock readers? How was they able to pinpoint where the van was?
Absolutely. It was our cameras that we used, the flock readers, but the cameras that we're able to pan, tilt, and zoom. The cameras do face the freeway, but when we're able to utilize those tools to follow that vehicle and get a good license plate, it helps us out. It lets us know where the vehicle's from and where the vehicle is headed to as well. It's very, very beneficial.
How common is something like that? I mean, domestic violence is common, but where the person's in the back and there's a high-speed chase, how often do you run into something like that?
We don't run into it too often because a lot of people utilize the resources that we give them, and that's what we want to encourage. If you're in that situation, please let us know. So we will, if any other information comes up, we will be happy to share it with you guys, and thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it.